Well, hello, Mina fans, and welcome back to Tiny CEO. I'm Manners, of course, and I'm here with a little bit of a network update. I thought I'd jump on. There's been a lot of chat about the network over the weekend, the last week, discussions around certain streaming efforts, and I've got some exciting news actually to announce on this episode. But this is going to be a good show. Just want to jump in there and chat about a few things on the network. Let's start with the whole one of Michael Mananski fiasco, as I call him, a poor man's Chris Clemmer. Um, Mutt was on the KMS rundown, and objectively, and I think the rundown's a great show. They're welcome on the network, terrific guys, all of them. But that was objectively the poorest episode of the rundown since its inception. And I'm going right back to when Mayo and stuff was on it. I mean that was diabolically bad, a very difficult listen, but everything is welcome on the network. So you have your off weeks. We'll talk about Mike and the Minute fans and stuff. Some guests aren't going to be that good or talented. So full credit for Ziggy and Sheldon and Red for persevering through the episode with Mut Mananski, because at the end he was like, "Oh, fuck you, man!" Isn't this is what I don't get. I do not deserve anything but love and support from Mutt. He's absolutely lying through his teeth when he says, I'm a dickhead to him or something. From the beginning, since he, was fired from his radio job and is now unemployed, from the beginning, since he started going on the KMS show, have reached out to him on multiple platforms, want to get him on Minifandom, want to get him on in any show on the network. I'm grateful he went on the network. But he then turned it into the main show. Then he didn't even reply to me. This fucking no talent fuck doesn't even reply. Like, even people fucking like Carabas, who hates me and we've had problems with in the past, they don't want to come on the show. They just say, no, I'm not going to do it. So why would Mutt not, as I used to be a fan of his, because he was fun with Kirk, because when he's with Kirk, when he's with someone who's talented, they can make a lot of fun of him. He's good at being the butt of the joke. It's perfect for him. He's the perfect butt of the joke guy because he's a fucking loser. So I was disappointed then, he never replied to me. And then he goes on the main show and says, "Oh, Mendes is calling me out for being too good for the network." That's because you were behaving like you were too good for the network. So it's got nothing to do with me, you fuckhead. And I never said anything about your kids. All I did was make a joke that Steve from Providence made on the radio maybe 50 times about your son, about how much he eats. It's a harmless fucking joke that has been made plenty of times before. And it's an in-joke for the old EEI listeners. So for Mutt to be such a pissy little bitch and, think he's going to go on the rundown and tell me to fuck off. I mean, fuck him. He's on my shit list now because I just don't like the way he lied. I don't like the way he pretend. He is better than the network. He feels like he's better than the network. That's the thing. That's Mutt on the rundown. It's a disappointing episode for the rundown guys, and I do really think the rundown should be aired Saturday night, not Saturday morning. So, I'd love to hear from the listeners on this one. I think having it on Saturday mornings silly on the network because they release it on their RSS feed anyway. So if you really want to listen to it, you can then listen to it on the RSS feed. You don't have to wait till that night. So that's the rundown. Mutt's a loser. Mutt's an idiot. And then Friday night, so we had Mike and the Minute fans. So let me be very clear about this. This is not the show that would have been on the Twitter feed. Had Kirk given us permission to stream to the Kirk Minahan Show Twitter feed, it would have been a different panel, and it would have had me co-producing with Joe to make sure everything's sound and looks good. So let me just get right in front of this very, very early. Had Kirk said we can stream to the Kirk Minahan Show Twitter, it would have been all hands on deck. as is the responsibility of streaming onto the Twitter. When that was rejected, then we sort of, I didn't have to be there for the recording. It was just a normal show. So there's no way if that was streaming on the Twitter, I would have let the sound and audio issues go through. But in exciting news, Kirk has granted us permission to stream Mike and the Minifans to the Kirk Minahan Show Twitter next Friday night. So the show will be live on KMS Twitter, which is a good way of hopefully promoting the network, promoting Mike and the Minifans, and hopefully it brings a few more viewers in. So really exciting news. Kirk is the best. He is the best supporter, and he's the biggest supporter of the network. So it's great Kirk has granted that. And, I will be on hand to produce. I'll be on hand on the panel, and it'll go off seamlessly, I would imagine. Who knows? But that's what I'm hoping. On the Friday night's edition of Mike and the Minifans, there were a few issues, absolutely. But I think the Minifans have to give Joe and BA a break. I mean, Joe is still learning to be a producer. She's still almost an apprentice producer. So, she just had a bit of a struggle on, getting the audio right for that night. You get people coming in late. They're on different microphones. John from Scranton, the producer of the year, for some reason didn't have his microphone hooked up properly. So, Joe's still learning, and she'll get better and better. And the Minifans need to appreciate what Joe does for the network and for the Minifans. She gives up Friday nights. She works tirelessly to get a panel together. She is 100% committed, and I couldn't ask for a better producer. And sure, she had a few audio issues this Friday night, but that happens. That's a learning experience, and that's how good producers get better. They learn from their mistakes. And the same with BA. He's been exceptional as host. This week he just had an off week. He didn't see the link. He came in late. He was a bit rattled. He didn't check the sound of the guests with Joe. So now, BA and Joe have learnt a lot from this. What's clear is the Minifans really care about Mike and the Minifans. So when the audio is bad, or when there's some, poor, I don't even think the panel was bad. I thought the discussion was good. I thought People's Republic of Coleman and the Tall Minifan were great. So I thought it was actually turned out to be a good episode. Once we got over those audio issues early on, I think it really smoothed out. But, what Joe and BA need is the support of the Minifans, not people trying to chop them off at the knees because of one hiccup. These are tireless workers. This is not Coleman and Justin. There's no money being slung their way. This is a voluntary position. So you cannot hold them to the same standards you hold the Kirk Minahan Show. We are well within our rights to criticize the audio on KMS because they are being paid as professionals to do it, and they're advertisers, and it's their job. Whereas, Joe and BA are, they're full-time members of the Kirk Minahan network, but it's an unpaid position. It's a voluntary position, and they have to fit it in around their other jobs, or their other jobs and families have to fit in around the network. Either way you look at it, the Minifans need to give them a break. And then, there was some discussion afterwards about Joe tweeted out something that it's hard sometimes to encourage new people to come on Mike and the Minifans because all that ever happens is people shit on them. And I would say to those people that are hesitating to come on, I think in the Minifan world, shitting on someone is a form of love. Like, I look at it when people shit on me as they love me, and I think, that's what you've got to see. Like, Kirk is never going to come on a Monday morning and say, oh, that poor guy is super talent. Want to get him in studio. He's a great podcaster. Love talking to him. It's never going to happen. The way we show our feelings in this crazy world is through hate, and spite, and making fun of people. So, come on, Mike and the Minifans. It just, grow a thick skin, because if people are talking about you, it's usually going to be negative in this world. So just accept it. As I said, it's a form of love. As I said, I get a lot of messages of love every day, on Twitter and on the chat here, people giving me feedback and stuff. And, as I said, I just see that as love from the Minifans. So that's what I want. If you want to go on Mike and the Minifans, don't be afraid. Reach out to Joe or BA, give them your details. I guarantee it'll be lots of fun. so what if Kirk's going to say you're a no talent loser? As I said, that's him saying, I love you. That's him saying, thank you for being a fan. Thank you for going on Mike and the Minifans. And then there was also a bit of a discussion. So during Friday's show, there was some audio issues. And I was actually out and about doing some shopping, and I was listening to the show, and it was horrible. And there is actually a scientific thing that if there's the sound sort of is so grating, you will actually stop listening. Like, it is a scientific thing that you can't listen to sort of really bad sounds. And the tall guy, he had, and I've heard it before, sometimes when you're using, AirPods on a computer, it can get this kind of staticky kind of noise every time you talk. And it is so fucking annoying and so grating. So I'm walking around, Tall Minifan speaks once, terrible sound. He does it again, still terrible. Now I'm thinking, well, Joe should be onto this. She should be in the private chat. She should have either taken him off screen and fixed it when he's off stage. Something should be happening, because you cannot listen to the sound when it's that bad. And I'm not even going to get onto John. He didn't sound good either, but particularly the Tall Minifan had that grating sound. I'm walking around, so I have access to obviously the stream. So I logged in to put in a note for Joe that she should pull him off, and yes, pull him off. She'd pull him out and then whatever. And she should pull him out and then fix his sound and then put him back in. But then I ended up on screen. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe Joe clicked me in. I don't know, whatever. So I'm on screen and I say to this guy, you need to fix your sound. And he says, no, it's not me. After I've just heard him, I've just been listening for 5 minutes to his shitty sound. Now, to me, if you're the first time on a Mike and the Minifans and the CEO of the network comes on, like to say I'm the Dave Portnoy of this situation, comes on and says, fix your sound. Don't go, oh, it's not me. Just go, okay, how can I fix it? So, I sort of, gave him some stern words and decided then to end the stream so Joe could just sort out all the sound, because it was just a disaster. I was hoping actually they'd start the show again fresh on the new stream. But, that's all. And I think sometimes you need strong leadership. And the Tall Minifan, he doesn't care. I mean, he loved it. I mean, we were messaging afterwards. He enjoyed the interaction. I mean, if you want me to be, I've got to tell it like it is. If someone comes on to help you sound better, don't go, oh, it's not me. It's not me. So that's sort of a couple of things with the network. We've got the Mutt fiasco. He's dragging the network down. If anyone, it'll be Mutt. It won't be Joe or BA or Mike and the Minifans. If I think Mutt was saying he's just signed an exclusive deal with the Rundown. Well, that'll be fucking end of that show's success. So that's, I guess, a bit of news. So, as I said, big news. We'll be streaming to KMS Twitter next Friday night. There's going to be a great panel. I think it's going to be me, BA, Montante as 3, and then there's going to be maybe a 4th drip to join us. I'm not sure if Joe's going to be producing or I'm going to be producing, but I'll certainly be there, and it'll be a big night for the network. That's it really from the KMN network. I guess one of the personalities of the network, Nick from the Cinema Lords show. And if you do like TV and movies, go and check out his show, Cinema Lords, because he reviews some good stuff. And yeah, I think I like his reviews because they sort of come from the everyman aspect. They're not like some pseudo intellectual talking about movies. He's the common man reviewing movies, but he tweeted out, this is Nick tweeted out, that Kirk forgot about me because I'm not asking to come on the show every goddamn week like fucking Steve from Gloucester. Sometimes less is more. And then Kirk quote tweeted that and said, a tale as old as time. And I think Nick has a slight point that Steve from Gloucester, for some reason, is Coleman's little favorite. And he's always like, get Steve from Gloucester in, get Steve from Gloucester in. But there were people that came in before Steve from Gloucester that were very good as the rotating third chairman. I remember Kirk actually liked Nick. So was he there for the yellow shirt guy? He was there for one big episode, whether it was, I think it was the yellow shirt guy. But Kirk did like him. So I guess I guess Nick does come across as a bit of a thug, though. Didn't he steal someone's girl, beat someone up? I don't know. Maybe that's why Kirk hasn't got him in. But keep an eye on that one. I think more people from the network should go in. You know, Steve from Gloucester should go in, but once every couple of months, not every few weeks, as has been happening at the moment. And look, I think that's about it from my network update. But I was sort of looking ahead at this week, and I think Monday's show is going to be very Cullen focused. So if you look at Twitter, there's been some concerning news about Cullen helping someone in their suicide for a story. Now, this is just a fucking free hit for Kirk. I mean, he's been waiting for Cullen to do something like this ever since he whacked him the first time. So I imagine this will be a pretty Cullen heavy week, especially on Monday. And I wonder how the newer listeners will sort of react to this, because obviously for the hardcore Minna fans, there's a real history with Kevin Cullen going right back to EEI, whereas to Barstool listeners, he's just going to be another dropkick journalist from the Boston Globe. So I wonder if they're going to care as much as, the rusted on Minna fans who've been seeing the sort of shit Cullen's been doing for 10 years now. So, well, he's been doing it for longer, but Kirk's been reporting on it for about 10 years now. So anyway, that's ahead on the network. Tuesday night, Monday night, Quantum Kirk returns to its old time slot. Tuesday night's Mount Kirkmore, and then Friday we've got Mike and the Minifan. So a lot to look forward to. Just wanted to discuss the happenings on the Kirk Minahan network. Actually, if you've got any questions, you can put them in the chat right now. Do it in the next 30 seconds. But I just appreciate all the support. I get so much love. So even when people are sending me negative messages, as I treat them as love. So I get those ones, and I get the real messages where people really appreciate all the shows on the network. And I hope people do keep it in perspective that Joe, BA, and myself, we're just doing our best in what little spare time we have to keep this network afloat. And really appreciate all the support. Chris, when is Mena's Live coming back? No Mena's Live, unfortunately. Mena's Live is dead. Tiny CEO is the future, especially now that Eric has left Barstool. There's probably actually an opening for me now to sort of move into the slot she's vacated. So Mena's Live's not coming back. Mena Fandom will be around. Probably not going to be a lot of content from me in February. I'll be taking a step back from being in front of the camera on the network for the month of February. I'll still be around, of course, and still be working hard behind the scenes on the network. But so that's it from me. Just wanted to jump on. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to Joe and BA. They do a great job with Mike and the Minifans, and really appreciate their support.